So, we have here with us a few of the Chashva and Hala members of the yeshiva. One of them who spent a few years working in the yeshiva, many years learning in the yeshiva as a bacher, and is moving on to, I don't know, bigger, better, whatever. Well, different avodas hashlichus, and this is one of his last opportunities to be with the Bochrim 770. Baruch Hashem spent a lot of time at the Bochrim in the afternoon for Chulu, and official Teskin Shalom for Rabbi Reichik, and he share with us a few words to open up the beautiful Hakhel event here tonight. When's the next time we can have someone to go on?
Fine, shkoyach. From Rav Lazarov. Not yet. I'm here. Yeah, I got. I'm not coming anymore in the afternoon. Those who we're getting ready to go out to the Kodev. Yeah, spend with you tonight. So the first Shabbos after the Shchidish Kislev Lamed Ches was Shabbos Toldos. I heard from Rabbi Gurary in Detroit, the Mashpia in Detroit, that he was a chassan. That Shabbos he got a Zaliyah Ufruf. The Rebbe davened upstairs in the Zal. And so it was, not everyone was able to go in, however they ran it, a girdle. Certain people were able to come. He was a chassan, he was able to be there. So he got Aliyah. And I believe, he said it was Shvi, it was close to the Rebbe by the Haftarah. The Rebbe cried by the Haftarah. Which happened often. So on that week, Shabbos right after the Shchidish Kislev, so the pasuk in the Haftarah was Va'or Neichel, V'yesh V'edei Zocher, V'neder V'ziveach, Moshchos LaHashem. So everybody cried by this pasuk. This pasuk means Va'or Neichel. The Rambam brings this pasuk, maybe familiar with it from Rambam. The Rambam in Hilchos Yisurim Mizbeach brings the pasuk that when we bring a carbon to the Eibishter, we shouldn't bring a carbon that's not, even if it's not a balmum, but a shvache behema. So he brings this pasuk, V'order neichel. The neichel is like the Ramai. Yesh be'edei zocher means he has a zocher. Zocher is a feste behema, a starke behema. Shlomo always says, "L'man tizkiru," yeah, it's not a starke. He has a fete behema, v'noider v'zeveach. But what's his neder? What does he shech for the Eibishter? Moshchas. Moshchas is a behema that's bones and skin. Moshchas. Agam, it's maybe not a balmum, but it's avada nishki mehuder. He has good fete behemas. And what's he giving the Eibishter Moshe? So what's the Eira? Now, they speak about Karbonis, but for us, what do we give the Eibishter? Everyone has what they give the Eibishter. Means a bacher could be a bacher that comes to Seder, and he learns, he keeps this darim, everything's good, it's checklist is fine, he brings the carbon, you can't show him the thing, oh, something's wrong. But the shaila is, wo gitter sein chelev, wo gitter sein zocher. Yeah, the pasuk says that it's darf sein kol chelev la'avaya. We have to give the Eibishter the fact. the chayis, the dam, and the chaylev went on the mizbeach. We have to give the Eibishter our geschmackais, our chayis. Limud HaTeirah, Kima Mitzvahs, Averisat Tefillah, Mivtzoyim. There's where the Bach is geschmack, the Bach is chayis. Has to be in these things. Agam, Avada says, Reishis Aveda V'ikar V'shorsha, it's Kabbalah Sale. Obviously the side of everything is Kabbalah Sale. We can't stop and just do the Kabbalah Sale. Can't be just, okay, Metut, V's Beheist, not Kabbalah Sale. There has to be a chayis there. And this is something that in 770, I think, for a 770 Bacher, in a certain sense, you can develop this even more. I'll explain this a little bit. The Rebbe, it's famous, Sicha Purim, the Rebbe spoke, this Nikoda, but famous, the Rebbe, people have certain kishroinis, you have to use those things out for the Eibishter. Yeah? So that's right. The Rebbe spoke in a more broader term. Kishron in writing, use out for the Rebbe spoke in a broader term. Well, let's speak a bit, push it in, you have Bochrim that excel in certain points, let's say. They have a certain geschmack in learning. Let's say one Bocher more in Iyun, one Bocher in Girsa, one Bocher in Nigla, one Bocher in Chassidus. Fartifna in Chassidus, learn Chassidus B'Shufi, go through Sheikhim, he's in Averisat Tefillah, in Tanya Balpeh, in Anigin, in Mivtzoyim, release time. Bocher Zayin Inyan. So a Bacher has a geschmack in a certain Indian. A Bacher has to take that and live it. Kol kula. He has to let himself get fully involved in it. So this ability, I think a Bacher has a lot more in 770. Let's say a Bacher has a geschmack in Gemara L'Yuna, yeah? And it doesn't, even if it's not a Bacher who specifically has a geschmack in Gemara L'Yuna, but there's a certain sugya that speaks to him. Regularly in yeshiva, we're learning a sugya. Out again. Learn Malaita sugya, and let's say you're getting involved, but the Magachir goes weiter already. It's telling the class we're moving weiter. Baruch 770 has that opportunity, that ability to sit on it. No one's making a move. He likes it. We'll sit on it another week. A sugya of us that nish tzuhem. He learned the Durch and he doesn't see what in a regular Shiva Kedzai the Magachir is sitting on it for another week. Yeah, whatever. He learned it through. Can I get invited? You're not mugbul, so to say, so much in this sense, in the Seder Advarim of the Halti Yeshiva, welche Hemshich zu lernen. A Bacher hat a Geschmack of gewisse Hemshich. Can I learn jene Hemshich? He's not mugbul in a certain... There is the shiurim in yeshiva that you could join, but a Bacher has a geschmack and a gewisse Hemshich. Okay. And a Bacher was davened. And when I was at 770, everyone knew you need reshus to daven later to weiß nicht jetzt, Mashkiach, weiß nicht, we went to Kuti, he wasn't working, if you could see it, worked in England, then no problem, we'll give you reshus. The Shlomo Chazer from the Rebbe, right, that once Mashpia asked the Rebbe about davening into Nigla. Yeah, what Bochrim Mistaber heard this from the Shlomo. And what did the Rebbe say? That the Rebbe Rashab writes in Torah Shalom that the Hagbala from Seder is for regular Bacher. But a Pnimi hot nish der Hagbala. What did the Rebbe answer? The Rebbe didn't take it like, so Pnimi, go to say. The Rebbe said, wie oft halben bei Pnimis? Amol avoch, zwei mol avoch. He says, what did the Rebbe say? That once a week that the Bacher davens and are held by them, yeah, you can daven into Nigla. Right? That was the answer. Shlomo says this in the Fabrengens. So he says a Bacher in 770 a Bacher has that koyach to ligin in Azach. See, we're already older Bachrim, And it's time, we're not just following a Seder. Kabbalah Seder is very important, and we have to have Kabbalah Seder. It's not just to run your own Seder. It's not Shabbat Kum Seb you can run your own Seder. But it's not enough just to have the Seder and we're following a Seder. A Bacher already is developed, should be developed, and Daf Onay Ben Leben. Onay Ben Leben, and every Bacher could find Vu Lepte. Every Bacher could find Vu Lepte. Razazach. Und der Ingen darf der Bacher nehmen durch und durch. A ganzer Tag darf sein durch und durch. Aber man darf Leben Davening, Leben Sugi Nigla, Leben Mein Chassidus, Leben dem Mivtzoyim. L'chaim.
Right. Where's L'chaim? Stand from your right.
Clarification, this is not the taste of the Shalom Rabbi Reichik. There will be a later opportunity before he actually leaves. He'll bring for the Bochrim. Now I'd like to call up our guest speaker, made it all the way here from Montreal to be with us for this Hakhel event. A few other Hakhel events this week also, but big for this one. Mashpia in the Yeshiva in Montreal to share a few words to the Bochrim.
Generally, if I bring in the L'chaim, it's a more speech kind of thing. In English, right?
It's an English event, we're about to
I have some points that I think are very important to discuss. Dafke to Elter Bochrim Paradas. It's a Hakhel. I was asked to speak about Hakhel. The Rebbe stays read in Hakhel. The Rebbe is read in Hakhel. That's Lemon Hakhel. The Rebbe also said there's a Hakhel how speak to the Taft, speak to the Klal Yisrael. There's also a personal Hakhel in yourself. Everybody should make his own personal Hakhel. Make your own Hakhel for yourself. You could be successful in being Mashpia and other people, that your words should mirror them, that they should Yishbu, Yimuldu, Yavaz Hashem. So I have really two important things I want to speak about. I don't know if the times will be, sometimes I might be. First thing, I think it's important to relive what happened by Hakhel. Let's try to figure out what happened. I mean, all of us are learning it. If you go back to the Rambam, first of all, let's make a statement. Hakhel happened, might be first night Chol HaMoed, or maybe in the morning. Motzei Yontif. The question is Mamish Motzei. Sukkis, the Rambam said, what? So the Rambam, Motzei Chag, that's when it's supposed to be a Hakhel. Might have been at night, it could be the next day in the morning. There are different shittas. What happened?
Trying to make it work.
The Poil, this was Simchas Beis HaSheyeva. Everybody's going crazy and dancing, and then tanzt the ganze Nacht, the ganze Tag. Im Mitten kommt zu gehen, macht der Hakhel. You have to know that. That's what happened. And that's going to answer a lot of things here in the Rambam. First, the Rebbe says it. First, the question, they're calling everybody together. Where's the Mechitza? Anybody say about the Mechitza? You know, we're Jewish. We're Noshim with Taf. Where's the Mechitza? The Rebbe says, Pashtus, it was a Beis Sheva. They made a mechitza. It says he made a mechitza. It sounds like you only made a mechitza over there in the at the Azora, but if there's so many people there, so they must have taken care outside also. They didn't just make it inside for those people. So there was a mechitza. The second thing is that let's go on what's happening. Geirim she'ena makirim, geirim newcomers. Sounds like it really means geirim, as they learn from Shah. She'ena makirim, that they can't learn Torah and say what's going on. What happened? The Melech was geleint, like Chiyas Torah. The Melech was taking us a Torah and reading Mishnah Torah. And these people don't understand Hebrew. Some folks, they don't understand the delicate words, whatever. So what should they do? These gay chayovim, l'hochim livam, l'hakshim l'ozdom, they have to stop. And l'hochim livam with hachon. And l'hakshim ozdom with the ears, they have to hear. L'shmoya, be'eime, ve'yire, ve'gile berodo. Wie kommt da rein, gile berodo? Eime, yire, rodo, that's scared. A yire. Gile, wie kommt da rein, gile? And gile berodo, was kommt da mal hier? It's a question. It's a Beis Sheva. Everybody's dancing. These guys, the Geirim, they try to understand anybody. Let them go back out, let's go dance. So, you take it easy. Alle stehen zusammen. Gila Berodo, they to see this in Rosh Hashanah Kimamorim. It always has to be, even Rosh Hashanah is supposed to be Simcha, but the Gila Berodo, Begolu is only the Berodo. The Gila, the Simcha should be Bepnimis. Now is not the time, hold in. Now is a different avoider. It's Takir, Simchas Beis Sheva, and we have the Freien, the Chayim Kippur, and the Sukkis, and the Praseino. Everybody come together, everybody's with the Kabbonis, and the system fabric, ganze Texte. I'm sure they believe this. Any Shalosh Regolim, but like this time, Klal Yisrael came together, and system fabric, as Kabbonis, Freilich. Stop. You have to have Eime, Yire, and the Geroda, and the Gila should be quiet. Kayoim shenit na boy besinai. They have to stay with such a Yire, like how Eden were in the day of Matan Torah, when it says, Vayechat kol ha'mashem ha'machne, Vayonua, Yamim Rochek, everyone was scared. What is scared? What is scared? The one scared nobody's going to shoot them. It's not a scare. You're a soinish. There's the different levels of you're boishes, you're soinimus. You have to understand. What happened over here? Beis HaMikdash, as I did in the Echas Beis HaBchira, there's a mitzvah to have Moira Mikdash. Beis HaMikdash alone gives a yira. A melech is also one of the didn't a melech is that you have to be scared for him. So there's a melech and the Beis HaMikdash, and he's standing and talking, and now they have to know it's not good enough. You have to stand like the day was by Matan Torah. Jetzt sagt er nach 5 Stunden gesagt. Afilu Chachonim Gedolim. Here we just start with Geirim. The Geirim, versteht ihr, was man redet. Okay, sagt man, you gotta don't figure out yet what you're going to do. They don't understand what's going on, they have to be scared, they have to stay like you do with Matan Torah. Chachomim Gedolim. The biggest Chachomim got Talmid Chachom. The biggest Talmid Chachom is standing there next to the Geir that's in the sitting very mixed out. I don't say they had a head table. Everybody's there together. Yoidim kol ha-Torah kula, Chachom that are Yoidim kol ha-Torah kula. Chayovim nishmoya v'kavon gedoyle yisayra. They have to have more, translation else. The Chachom gedoyle, Yoidim kol ha-Torah. What's the melech? It doesn't say that he said Torah Shemal Peh. It's another question. When it was halal, it says what he did. He learned Mishnah Torah, Kriyas Torah, Mishnah Torah, different pashas. So the Chachomim, the Noral Torah, they have to listen to Kavone. Kavone Gedoyle Yisayra. It's an extra special Kavone. And it says another person. What about someone who can't hear? The place is packed. Didn't have microphones. They didn't hear. So what are they supposed to be doing there, sitting around? they have to also l'shmoya, also try to live. No, ein yor l'shmoya, mechaven libo l'shriyazu, shlekva toy akosev el chazik daso emes. The year atzmoy, a person you're getting now a chizik daso emes. How should you do it? You should think right now that right now you're getting it Torah. Year atzmoy kila aton istavevo. V'pia gvura shmo, and is hearing the Eibishter talking the Torah, she'amelech sheliachu lashmiya divrei Hakhel. The Melech is not just reading, is not just a Malka. He's a shliach from Hakhel. Hakhel, the Rambam says, basically that's the highest. The Rebbe says he's supposed to have a year for Hakhel. That's the first from the Shemus from the Eibishter, and it shows that Hechster Madrege. So the Melech is reading here and he's saying Divrei Hakhel, and everybody's supposed to stand, and if you're a Chochem, supposed to even more stand. What do you look? What's going on? What is he going to get here? You see what the Rambam as a dots, and he's not speaking here about the words, the physical words. They're speaking over here that the Melech, who's a Shliach Hakhel, is giving along a Gilui L'chutz, a Hergesh Eliki, like Yidden felt whatever they had on their own, the Yire and the Eime of Yirish was getting together for the Melech, for Beis HaMikdash, es kommt nicht. It's altogether not what a Yid gets by this Maimed of Hakhel, because is the Melech is giving over Getlichkeit. He's not just giving Chumash. He's giving the Chumash. You should hear these parashas from Mishnah Torah. The Eibishter read. Only feel the Eibishter. Like a Pia Gvura, like the Matan Torah. Comes out that the Inyan of a Hakhel is the Inyan for not just know about Torah, to learn it and to follow. And the Herren Getlichkeit. Das ist the Nekuda. The Hakhel gives a Yisrael can have at the Herren Getlichkeit, which here now is a question to discuss. What's the time all the aim of a Yire? But what's the Yire here? Getlichkeit is Yire. What do you need Yire? So many, there's Yire for the Melech. A Yire will be Samikdash, and a Yire aim of a Yire came to Sinai. And still, when the Melech is giving, he's giving such a Madre, giving Yire, that's going to last for a whole year. It's going to last for the Taf, for the B'nei Asher Yodu. What's it does? So it says in Siddur, in the olden Siddurim and the old Toldos Hashem Siddurim, it says Tikne Chatzois. And before Tikne Chatzois, there's a mime of the Alter Rebbe. It looks like it's the Lashon of the Alter Rebbe, like Tanya, but it says Shemati Memoiri, and it speaks about over there different levels in Yire. So there's a Yire that comes from, because you see from the Oilemis, there's oneness through Oilemis. But you see what they used to through Gadol Hashem. There's a higher Yire that's called Yire Law, that you have a Yire from what the Eibush alone is. You have a feeling of what the Eibush alone is. That's all Yire Torah. That's things that a person gets out of himself. He works at someone. Start off with Kabbalah Sor, you start off with this Yire, another Yire, but it's everything you get on your own. But then there is a Yire Law, there's a Matonim L'mayl. That's come not, it says it's Be'ein HaRoich to any Yire that you could have on your own. That's a Matonim L'mayl. And so this is a Yire that you see had a feeling of Malchus Datzilus. And start on your own, you get Malchus Datzilus, your voices, you get from a high level, noch nicht Malchus Datzilus. This Yire Law you get is a Madrei Datzilus alone. It explains there that the Bittul and Yire and Gilui L'kus is the same thing. A Gilui Malchus Datzilus, the Rebbe is Megale. So what are you going to see? You're going to see, what are you going to see? See, Mr. Haben Bittul to the Meibish. The Gilui of the Meibish is you feel the Meibish in the battle to him. So this Yire, it merely means, doesn't mean you just have a Yire. It means that you should feel Getlichkeit in a way, the awesomeness and the unlimitedness of the Meibish. That's the Gilui. That's a Matonim L'mayl. That's what it seems like. That's the gilui. What the Melech gives, because it's a shliach hakel that he gives by Hakhel. Now this Inyan. So you look at the Siddur. Look at the Rambam. Look inside. Look at the Siddur. You'll see what he says. Is the Vetashayl? So that's something that only was there. Then you could get it. You lost it. Mais is aber, first of all, jeder versteht, that's a Rebbe's of Chassidus. That's what a Rebbe is for. That's the Rebbe's of Chassidus, Victor Sinai. I want to tell you 2 points. Very interesting things. In the Rishimis it says, and the Rebbe Rashab said in Tov Resh Nun Aleph, one-liner. Koinim v'oam kishoy yeshoymim Shem am Feirish, just as the few words. Koinim v'oam kishoy yeshoymim kishoy. Nicht alle haben the head. Just by being there doesn't mean that you got it. You could hear the Kohen, could stand around next door to the Kohen Gadol and hear him talking, but what he's saying, what he's really saying, nicht alle haben the Herr. Hein, kommen echt the Herr. That's what the Rebbe Shab said. In other words, it's not the time and space. It could be in the Beis HaMikdash and nicht wissen, you be away with the Beis HaMikdash, and if you want and you tune in to the right station, you could feel that also. Tanya, I'll give you an example. Tanya in Geras HaKodesh Chav Zayin, he speaks about stalkers of in Geras HaKodesh is speaking about how the Mekablim who once listened to him and heard his Talmidim, how they could still, even after his stalkers, they could still continue getting this Ashpon, even stronger. Then there's the last few words there, he says like this. Oid yesh Ashpon, Melias Nishmosor, he speaks about, first he said, Neshama goes out of Gan Eden, and from Gan Eden is Mashpia fact. Then he says that Oid yesh ha'orel Talmidov, which ain't mislabish with Itche Meir Gurary, rak mir mal. Oh, what can Aliyah? Maliyas Nishmosoi and Koy Choisroi Daniel Hakhel Tapur Kaddish. You ever heard of Hakhel Tapur Kaddish? You know, say it Friday night. No, it's those Hakhel Tapur Kaddish. What's the holy apple? So what is that? That's Malchus Natzilis. Comes again. It says over here that the neshama of the tzaddik, till now before he said the neshama was a Gan Eden. We don't know the Gan Eden and Natzilis. Maybe those are some achvok. Dort sagen es reinkriechen dort auf sie jeder. But Chalal Gan Eden is Gan Eden. They Mabria and Yitzira. Now he says the neshama of the tzaddik is another part. There's a part of him that goes to Gan Eden, and there's another part of him that is oil to Hakhel Tapur Kaddish. That's Natzilis. And from there, and from there, listen what it says. Then, Sevet, Meir al kol talmidov shenasu oivdei Hashem al dei Torah v'avidos. Anyone who became oivdei Hashem, learning this Tzaddik's Torah, this Avedosah. So these people, so it says in Lady Rabbein, doesn't speak even people who never saw him in the first place, not those that was original Talmidim, but anybody who is learning Torah Avedosah. So Machnes is believed on Mehoret Shuv and Meisim Toivim, and I love him from this horizon. So that's what happened. Talmidim that be learning his Torah. They are going in his der and avodah. So they must be very good Sefzan Bochrim, yeah. So the Mezoiche, so the tzaddik from the up different ways from Malchus Atzilis is giving a Horit Shuva. What do you need a Horit Shuva? Du bist a Terose, aber du bist a feiner Mensch. But so he's still there plenty to get. The tzaddik get from dort and help that he should be able to get over here to get a Horit Shuva. So what's going over here? Das geht, das hält sich an andere Welt. Like Rabbi Reichik said, put the Bochrim, Kabbalah Soid. That's the whole Kude, Teures, Chassidus, of Chabad, is they talk about the Herr in Gettlichkeit. A der Herr, a Geschmack in Yiddishkeit. A Geschmack in his own being. To understand what, as a Yid, his Torah misses, that even though Kavayochel was Melech Hakhel Melava is not enough to say this, only Malchus. That's and he cares for you, giving you a chance to do mitzvahs. That's what Chabad is about. Geschmack in Yiddishkeit to get. This is another nekuda here. After the whole discussion, Hakhel Melava Malka, make it a yire. So what are you go dancing afterwards? So what go? No more kisukos by shave. Everybody got going away, trembling, got this whole year. It's a millisecond by shave. What did you cancel some shave that year? The Alter Rebbe says in the same mimer that after you get the year law, so that shall ish lach sarachari isha. So just like a matonim l'maylo, you got this year law. After you get a averabbe, and this averabbe you'll serve Hashem and the averabbe. The kude is after this year is a mensch. Hot the herring getterkeit, then you could deem you have a bittel, has bittel, nicht doch gemeißes. That's the soides bittels of the Meibishter. Once you have that, so then first you're going to get to be zoire, to be margish, avas Hashem, ava amitis, to serve Hashem the way it's supposed to be. I want to add on another, because really I want to speak about something else. I don't know what time it is. Not everybody knows the Sikh. You look in the Sikh, Shvuas, Tavshi Yudches. Rebbe over there asks, is known that the Alter Rebbe said Kaddish and Shvuas because it's the Alter Rebbe, it's the Baal Shem Tov Yotze. He's a talent for the Magi. Was Rashayach to the Baal Shem Tov. It was Talmud said Kaddish for Baal Shem Tov. So he explains there is a difference between Nigel and Chassidus. Maimon was speaking that there's Amshachas Etzem. There's Amshachas Etzem how it comes in a Behelem and something, and Amshachas Etzem where it comes Begiluk. Both, everything is Chelik Bin Etzem. There's a Chelik in which one there's a Chelik that Etzem comes in the way of Helem, and the Chelik where Etzem comes Begiluk. So the Rebbe says that's the difference between learning Nigle and learning Chassidus. Learning Nigle, you only want to know the Svara that's being taught. You don't have a need through that to be Mekusha to the Bala memory. You want to learn this, you want to know the Svara. Mashenki, you learn Chassidus. Chassidus is Pnimius HaTorah, which is Chatchila Bigolui, a way of, you look at the Sikha, not in Torah Menachem, but look in the Yiddish Sikha, the way it originally was. That is a way, the whole idea is Bittul and Skashka to the Rebbe. Why are you learning the Maimer? Because you want, that's a way to have a deeper Skashas to the Rebbe, what the Rebbe is giving you, which is Amshachas or Etzem, which has come to whether the Alter Rebbe got the Baal Shem Tov to the Maggid. It's the same Baal Shem Tov, the same the Maggid speaks about how Malamokib is the same thing as before. And the whole idea is that Amshachas had the Etzem of Torah, Gitzach Hebet of Etzem of Chassidus. And if you learn Chassidus the way you should be, you should look for this, to look for this, the bittul and the skashris to the Etzem that's being given over through the Mamorim and the Sikhs of the Rebbe. That's what a Rebbe is. Gem Machtam Hakhel. This is the Hakhel. The Rebbe gave and gives. If he's over here is a Kaltabon condition, wherever it's not speaking, he's giving addresses. The point, that's what he is. That's what he's doing. And giving us, if we're looking for, the whole point is just like they over here by Hakhel. We have to stand people had to be even they're not looking to hear. They know they can't hear the words. They can't hear. And the Chacham for the Lord to have a kavon. I want to get this. I'm looking for something. I'm getting Matan Torah. I'm getting Hashem is spoken to me. If you look in such a way, then you zoiche. Then it was by Hakhel. Here comes out that when you learn a mind for the Rebbe, if you learn it the right way, you could. It's the same idea. Whether it's getting this Neuchashem Lekerem, Piagvushem man, this is Chalkus versteht it's a difference. How much you get, the level that you're getting. At the head in the emes Ugetterkeit, das git Rebbe, und das kommt to Chachone. How you say it in English? Again, you come to the real stuff. You talk to speak Yiddish. The idea is, this is serious stuff. You speak about all the Bochrim. I'm not. I myself am late. I'll tell one important thing. My chayes is learning Shayuchut Ve'emunah. I want you to know, a lot of people make a mistake in the whole Geboy of Tanya and the whole Shayuchut Ve'emunah. One thing you have to know is, Shayuchut Ve'emunah alone is not mentioned Avodas Hashem. There's only one line, maybe in Perek Yud. Doesn't say something to a mitzvah. Something over Chveis Neiden of this. Klar, that's been supposed to be a Shemayim. Was ben Shayuchut Ve'emunah? So the story is like this. There's Hagdome to Shayuchut Ve'emunah is called Chanoich Lanav. Comes out that this Hagdome is not only Hagdome because the Rebbe says Shayuchut Ve'emunah originally that the Rebbe wanted it should be before the first Chelik of Tanya also. In this Chanoich Lanav, then if it's Hagdome for Shayuchut Ve'emunah, it's Hagdome for the whole Tanya. In Maduri Kame, the Chanoich Lanav was the first page of Shayuchut Ve'emunah. What did it say Chanoich Lanav? Chanoich Lanav says a Yid can't be a from a Yid without Avir. And he says that even a Nar, and the way the Rebbe brings it out, different than the Rebbe Luparish, the Rebbe says it means a 16-year-old child, Bocher, could have, the Torah says, V'haftas Hashem Lekech, the mitzvahs say, to have Avos Hashem. And you thought that this is such a thing that it belongs to Alta Yidden, already over a bottle, and it's not me, someone else. And there's a mitzvah, it's a mitzvah says, the Alta Rebbe says, it can't be, a mitzvah should be given only to those who have Tanugim. And then so on, and everybody not. You have to even climb Avos Hashem. It's a mitzvah. You have to, every day you have to climb Avos Hashem. What are you doing about it? And it can't be a B'chlal Yerushalayim with Avos Hashem. But Avos Hashem is a mitzvah on its own. So the Alter Rebbe says there's few Av Yirik, like small zbonnissen, that this could be you even some as a beginner Avos Hashem. Then he says a few words. But Reishis Advorim HaMa'oirim is a Munah Toirem and a Mono B'yichud V'Achdus Yisborach. With all this, I'm telling you, you could get it very easy. You be misborn, but I'm telling you, you can't do anywhere without the Munah Toirem B'yichud V'Achdus Yisborach. You got to know what I'm going to teach now. Sha'yirud Ve'emunah. Sha'yirud Ve'emunah is a Hagdome that you should get out of a year. It's this a whole, without learning Sha'yirud Ve'emunah, the way that the Rebbe explains it, the Rebbe says these words, Reishis Advorim HaMa'oirim means, anytime you sit down to think Chassidus, anytime you start thinking, I want to be in this Eure, whether it's even if you want to get a Yira, you get an Arif, you want to get in this Eure, where the Rebbe you have to, you want to have who you having Aravet to. It's not tangible. What is it? What is it? 2 and 2 is 4. You have an avid or such a thing. The Metzias, the Kodesh Baruch Hu, the Metzias Hamiti, the awesomeness and truth, and an unlimited being of Hashem Yisborach, that's the beginner. That's the start of. That's without that, you're never going to get there. You have this Reishis Advorim of any Yisraelis. This is no joke. The Alter Rebbe says, unless you're going to know what I'm telling you now, in Sha'yirud Ve'emunah, you're never going to be able to have any Yisraelis because you don't have who you're interested in. You have no feeling. The hair and the Getlichkeit. Du hast nicht Getlichkeit. You never even tried. It didn't work on it. Sha'ir ve'emuna is not something that is bonus. It's the idea, it's learning first, figuring it out. Figure it all out. His bonus is later. You have to know, once you know, have some feeling about Yichudei V'Achdus Yisborach, then you say this HaKadosh Baruch Hu was Yochid, was Echad, Achdus, Pshuta, this Hashem Yisborach gave me a mitzvah, Hashem Yisborach cares for me, has Rachmanis on me, but you have to know who you're talking about. Without Shaykh the Mun, you don't know about it. Is then the Kud in Shaykh the Mun, this is a big, very important thing. Many people go and say, what's Shaykh the Mun? You know, in the first few pocket, you think Shaykh the Mun is per se, Velte Gonish. That's what you gotta go, you gotta know what's in the Stadt. Not the Rebish and the Velte Gonish. It's Punkt der Heiter. Shaykh the Mun is trying to say, was is Jefera, not was is Nishfera. The Velte Nishfera, you go in other places. Here what to say is, where is the Rebish there? Favem als a bottle. You should feel, it should be by you, V'yodaita. Want Memele Teda, when you get to V'yodaita, then you can be Shabbos Olavech. What does he want to say? A very interesting thing says that. The Nakuda of Sha'ayurot V'emona is to understand Iyu V'chayoy V'gamay Echad. That's the Nakuda of Sha'ayurot. Avai with the Kikul Echad, but in the way of acts of Pshuta. There's first how you could get from Oilibis out to understand it. And later goes even the sphere so you're in this hide and how they me yuchet. It's the other half of Shaykh. But I give you a moshel, a word. Now everybody knows that the creation of the word is kol yochel. The kol yochel can create yeshviyayin, it's kol yochel, right? In Shaykh ve'emuna, the kol yochel is another kol yochel. The kol yochel is that creating the world with the Shabbat HaGodel. The Godel is engaged and beautiful. Kol Yochel is that David is hiding himself. Not that Kol Yochel is that he created the world. How come he could? There's no way, we have no existence of that. Hashem is the only being. How is it possible that you don't even know about it? How is it possible he could be a Yesh? The Kol Yochel of the Eibishter, that he's still around, and they hunt him, he's still all over as before, the Sims is not Pshutoy. He is all over, he's involved in the pellet Godel that he cares about all the details. He's the only one who makes all the details. He wants him to be. With all his might. So how come I don't feel it? So the Koyach HaKol Yochel of the Eivish makes you shouldn't feel it. Now, it's one same time he's making a Noyadike pellet. There should be around. At the same time, and without that Koyach HaBelievable of the Eivish, there's no way how he could be around. Can't give you a little bit of him. His whole him is busy with. So he's there with all his might. So it should be manavshich. He's hiding himself. The Chazan hide is all hide with all his might. No, at the same time, he's making you. He's the only. Your whole being is only from constantly. His whole him is making you be and interested in you. And same time, the Kol Yochel is hiding himself. So that's a Mushnudik. If you realize that you've got to understand that there's something here that only a Munah could tell you. In other words, I see for a fact that my being is a pellet, but I don't understand how it's done. That's the Munah. The Munah is that I don't understand how his koiches work together. We don't understand it all together. But the seichel is to understand that the idea is Ametzius, that's not possible. Our existence should be without such a doing it. So that's the Amunah Torah, Yikudei V'Achdus Yisborach, Achdus Pshuta and so on. That after that you say, Azare Boy Nishluim, Moyondik. And he wants me to say B'chol V'Shmoy, he cares what I say B'chol V'Shmoy and not. I could appreciate it, have an ahavah that even so much he cares for me. So that's the Nekuda, that in order to get this Ein Sof, that's what Hakhel, the Rebbe get, was at the herring Getlaker. The Hakhel Gitmendos. It's available. By the time it says, then it was only one day, now it's a whole year, you can always get it. Just have to look for it. If you look for it, tuned in it, can't say, go, there's no way how to say check your pulse where you got it, you didn't get it. You feel yourself, you got it. If you got it, you thank Hashem, you got it. Without looking for it, you're not going to get it for sure. If you try, and they wish to help them, that's a little hakel. It's a time. It's man miyuchet. I'm a kenyekrin. They wish to help them. They wish to the Rebbe Kevin says in Tanakh they made a hakel. Ezra made a hakel. Not at that day, not at time. It doesn't have to be only. You can tomorrow be no hakel. The Rebbe kommen and machen a hakel von sich. As oft all jüdische Zorgs schon. Niski, v'nichi, v'nirem, and zendig will stay with God Mamish.
Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi Gurary. A big mazel tov for the upcoming chasana from the Hip 70 Bochrim. Meisha is coming this week. It's a big simcha. I want to remind everyone that if you have cash on you, make sure you give it to Atam Mati Hertz to help cover the cost of tonight's event. If you don't happen to have cash on you, there's other ways of paying. Being that tomorrow we have Shturmik Simon Ramam, so B'nai to obviously everyone participating in the Simon Ramam Merkazi in 770, just a few doors down. We're going to ask one of the Bochrim 770 here to make a brief siyum here as well. Then Pariyan Megan Hakhel and how Sefer Kabbanis has to do with Hakhel. Tom Mendel Learner, please. Same brothers hang Panacht.
Zeer mijn ogen is mijn goed in Papara. Halach Yud Aleph. Asher she'omar kabonish on motzei zeh olay v'oyam motzei ani. Hayze mevi al yodi karbonis asher. Karbonis asher. Sharei yad anoidem aseget. V'ani she'omar kabonish on motzei zeh olay v'oyam motzei asher. Hayze mevi al yodi karbonis asher. Sharei zeh anidor anoidem chayev v'karbonis asher. Hilchos Tmura Perek Aleph. Halach Aleph kol ameimer leike. Akol behem uvehem asher yomesh nemal yachlifen leyomer leisei v'afal pish leyosam maiseh. Ipi hashmur lamdu shekol mitzvahs leisas Hashem b'maiseh ein leikin oleh chutz minishpo meimer mekalos chavei v'shem Shem. Pleish alav neil yefshe sheyeh ban maiseh klal v'leikin oleh v'lama leikin al tmura v'nilav shebo nita glasei she'nemar v'momer yomer v'hayu smurasei yeh kodesh v'pnei sheyesh bo asei shnei lavin v'oi she'en lav shebashav al'asei she'atziru ha'shutafin ein oisin tmura im heimiru afa bishem muzar shlo yamiru im tseisa oimer shayach sheimari karei tmura kodesh afilu heimir b'shabbos v'loikar boy ve'echad men shetofin sheheimir im sheheimir b'karben karben is hatzibur hoyo v'yesh le b'im shutza shutafis reizaloike ve'ein tmura kodesh. Before those, them things on Montreal Mashpia. It was announced last Melava Malka, but Paul didn't end up happening because stuff things come up in 770 every night. People are off the Kol Simchas. But Paul, Mirz Hashem, this Monday night, 9:30 after Seder, is going to be an Asifa in the Zal upstairs. An Asifa of 770 Bochrim, English speaking 770 Bochrim, about the Inyanim of Hakhel. The Asifa is going to work the same way, at least I understood the Asifa for Yidalef Nissen worked last year. Open stender, open mic. Everyone should say their ideas, whatever it is. And just to add, it doesn't necessarily have to be something which is that we're making a hakel now for the entire 770 Melava Malka. It doesn't have to be another hakel something for the entire 770. Just the nakuda that Asifa is just to be more everyone in the egena also could be also al taklal. But also in the egena pull it some hakel. If people have ideas to be more the bachim, whether it's to do a hakel on your motzei, whether it's to do a hakel in bishbacha, whether it's to bring a 3.5-foot chatzitza to be fabringin, whatever it is, but the nekuda asifa is to be mo'er one another in ideas, how everyone can be mitzvah signaif and klali and signaif and prati, and in the Yonam of Hakhel, like at 9:30 Monday night with Hashem in the upstairs on 770. And the nekuda is that everyone should think of what they have to say. Obviously, with tasbara, practical ideas, v'chulu. And the Ikea also happens to be my Uladis, and the Mela. It has to be shall be zeichet be bachim the way the Rebbe wants, and we zeichet give the Rebbe nachas, and obviously to be part of the Esgalos of the Rebbe, take us from Mamish.
Happy birthday.